and welcome to the video of our MFIT judges training. Thank you for coming. My name is John Wasselina. I hope you find this video informative. We're going to start today with just some sparring judging. Multiple factors come together in order for a competitor to score a point. Clean, strong, stable, balanced legal techniques with proper control to a legal scoring target that can reach and you can see. So when all of those things come together, then you have a point call. You've scored a point in that match. All divisions start with a formal bow-in, proper etiquette. Once that happens, the head judge should give you a little bit of final words before he sends you off to your seats. For sparring, he may remind you that this is a Q division, so there's no head contact. For black belt division, he may remind you that there is head contact. For Kata, they should definitely give you the median score before you head to your seats. Once seated, sit up straight. Make sure flags are in the proper hands and prep your whistle. As far as areas to score, you have, let's see, number 5. Areas to score, you have the front of the body, you have which is from, upper chest. Obviously you cannot strike the throat or the neck in any way, shape, or fashion. So from upper chest to the top of their belt area, front of the body, including the sides of the body, as well as that entire space down the back, minus the spine. Obviously we don't want anybody hitting the spine. The face is a target. Of course, for Q divisions, they can only get close. For black belt divisions, obviously they can make light contact to the headgear. And as far as techniques that are able to be scored, you have your, obviously this is not all of them, but you have your kicks, your front round side hook kicks, you have your back kick, more than likely would have to be a spinning technique. You have your hand techniques, which is basically your jab and your punch. So those are your techniques that can score. As far as front hand techniques and front leg techniques, you want to make sure that the competitor that is doing those techniques have good solid stance, there's forward motion with those techniques, and they're not kind of backing away as a defensive throw it out there type of technique. We don't want to score things like that. We want the techniques that we give a point to be good karate, that they are strong, balanced, clean techniques with good control that look like karate. For a moment, we're just going to talk about contact as far as head contact goes. In the Q divisions, when you get down at the white, yellow, and orange belts, obviously we call it the bubble. The bubble is a little bigger. They have to do a technique that would pop that bubble, so you have this mental picture in your mind of a bubble around the competitor's head. And if the technique, the kick, the punch, breaks that bubble, they score a point. And as you get your way up to brown belt division, the bubble gets smaller and smaller and smaller, until you've got maybe like a 1-inch bubble, 1 or 2-inch bubble from the head for that brown belt divisions. As far as black belts, they can touch the headgear with light techniques. Obviously, that has to be controlled, so we can't have any head jerking. Obviously, if they're drawing blood, if they're causing injury, then that's what we would call excessive contact. And then that would get us into penalties. Your penalties are, again, the head contact. In the Q divisions, if they hit the head, that would be a penalty point. In the black belt division, if they hit the head, it just depends on the excessiveness whether it would be a penalty or not. Other penalties include, obviously, going out of the ring, which you all know. Let's see, penalty points. Where are we at? Stepping out of the ring, grabbing or holding for more than 2 seconds. So it's got to be like an attack by trap where they're grabbing and following up right away. That's okay, but they can't just grab onto you and hold. They can't grab a kick and hold on to a kick forever. They'd have to follow up with the technique forever. They would have to follow up with the technique immediately. As far as kicks goes, we don't really allow any type of grabbing of the kick at all. We don't allow base leg takedowns, so there's no point in really grabbing and holding on to a kick. Other penalties include pushing and shoving, any type of attempted stomp kick or improper sweep or improper conduct. So those are your penalty points that you're looking for. The sweep that we allow currently is an inside of our foot to the outside of their foot, meaning all the sweeps that we might do would cause our opponent to fall backwards, which is for the safety of the headgear. We don't allow sweeps that will have our competitors falling forward. So only inside the boot to outside of boot foot sweeps. Any other type of sweep would be a penalty. If they sweep too high on the leg, meaning mid calf or higher, it's starting to get into where they're kicking the leg, that can be a penalty. And again, with sweeps, if they're not following up after the sweep, that's kicking the leg. So they have to sweep and follow up. They can't just kick the leg over and over and over again and say, hey, I'm sweeping. No, you just can't do that. Safety. I talked about no catching the kicks. As far as you guys as corner judges, your call is immediate. You have your whistle in your mouth, and as soon as you see something happen in the match, you blow your whistle and you put out your flags for whatever call that you're making. And then the center judge stops the match and does his thing to find out if we have a point or whatever the call may be. So we're just going to real quick go over some examples of the flags and what you would use them for, and just so you have an idea how that looks for the tournament. Proper sitting position, feet flat, back flat against the chair, sitting straight up, hands on your knees, flags in the proper hands. The first call that we're going to do is the no point call. The no point call is just a waving of the flags in front of you. This is an important call because it tells the judges you saw the action, you saw the techniques being thrown, and you don't think there was a point in that exchange. It's good information for the judge, the center judge, just to make his determination as what call to make. The next call we're going to do is the point call. So you saw the exchange and you saw a point. This is the point call. So you would blow your whistle, and the same thing for the no point call. You can blow your whistle and just do a no point call. For the point call, you blow your whistle, sharp whistle, and then snap your flag out to either side, to the corresponding side that you feel scored a point. So for red, it would be obviously that direction, and for white, boom, we're snapping our flag out that way. That's your point call. For our next call, let's see, what do we got? Could not see call. So for that, you're just going to put your flags in front of your face. This is also an important call for the center referee. It basically tells him, you saw the karate, it looked pretty good, but from your angle, you couldn't tell if it actually hit a legal target. It may hit their arms, you just don't know. And again, this is good information for the center ref to kind of make his decision based on what the other three corner judges are calling. So the next one we're going to get into is the clash call. Clash call is where you're going to take the ends of your flags and just bring them together like this. Again, this is great information for the center referee. This tells the center referee that I saw the action, I saw where it landed, and to me it was hitting arms, it was hitting legs, it was hitting shoulders, it wasn't hitting legal targets that would score. Or a clash call could also mean that it was just kind of too messy of an exchange between both competitors. Then we have the out of the ring call, and again you're going to go, if it's red out of the ring, you're just going to sharp tweet of your whistle, beep, 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 and tap the floor. Red on that side, white on that side, and that is the out of the ring call. Next we have the penalty call. So again, you're going to blow your whistle and you'll have a smaller circle over your head. You feel that red did something wrong, they broke one of the rules, they need to get a penalty. So you're going to go over here. Obviously white would be on the same side, on the opposite side. And then for your hansokuchui, your disqualification call, you're going to blow your whistle again, and you've got this very big circle around your head, and that simply means that you're at the point now where this competitor needs to be disqualified. The big hansokuchui or disqualification call tells the center judge that they've done something that requires that match to be ended and this person to be dismissed from that match. again, the Hanso Kachuri, the big flag over the head, can also be used for immediate disqualification. Immediate disqualifications would be harsh or severe contact, very improper conduct, or if they're trying to harm themselves or the other competitor. It's obvious that they're trying to injure themselves or somebody else, or even the judge. You could say this guy's a danger to this division. We need to have him done, and you can immediately do that. So as far as sparring goes, those are the main points that you really want to focus on. Knowing some of your calls so that you can immediately throw those calls out helps the crowd kind of know that we are professionals. It kind of helps the crowd know that we understand and know what we're doing, and that we're giving our best to those competitors that day. So from here, we're just going to move on to kata. Kata, let's go to kata. So once you're seated, once you've done the formalities and you've gotten the median score and the center judge has kind of sent you off to your seats, something I didn't mention earlier, make sure that you kind of go around your seats. Once you all get there, the center judge will wait for you, but once you all get your seats, we'll again sit down together, just another level of professionalism. But once you're seated, take your scorecards and put them immediately to the median score, which is a 7.5. If that's what they've given out, and if that's the case, 7.5 median score means that you're looking to score these people somewhere between a 7 and an 8. So in that range, you actually have 11 places you can hand out, from 7, 7.1, 7.2, all the way up to 8 is 11 spots. The good thing about the friendship tournament, Sensei Romanelli, Sensei Davis, and I try to keep the divisions 10 or under. So if you have 11 places, you have a spot for each one, which of course, in that scenario, what I'm really talking about is trying to avoid any ties. As a black belt, you have the ability, hopefully at this point in your martial arts career, to kind of watch kata and know if it's poor, if it's average, or if it's above average. And in that case, if the median score is a 7.5, well, the poor is getting below the 7.5, obviously. 7.7, 7.1, 7.2. The average person is getting around that 7.5, and then the above average people are above 7.5. They're up there in the 7.7, 7.8, 7.9. Not very many people in each division will be above average. So we're kind of saving those upper scores for those above average people. And again, as I said, you as a black belt can kind of look at a performance and go, that was really good. That kid needs to be up there in the 7.7, 7.8. And then you have 3 in a row that you go, they're average or a little below average. Those guys you're putting down there in the 7.2, 7.3, up into the 4s and 5s. But we reserve those upper scores for those few that are going to be above average. And then, of course, we want to, in those above average scores, we kind of try to not want to repeat our scores. You might only have 2, 3, or 4 guys that are up there in the upper echelons of scores, and those are your people that are going to end up placing and getting those medals. As much as we can, we try not to have any ties. So a little bit of skill and ability, a little bit of experience in judging will help you to kind of be able to keep track of what you've handed out as far as scores go. And then as far as scoring goes, we want to start scoring the competitor as soon as they take that first step, right? So if they're over there and they're doing the walk-in and they turn and face you, and they walk you, I'm judging all of that presentation form of them walking in, how they bow, how they announce. And then of course I'm judging their kata. And then of course I'm waiting till the end, and hopefully by that end I've kind of got a fairly good score in mind that I'm going to give. And the center judge will blow a long whistle that'll kind of end in a sharpness. Beep, beep. And that's, boom, you're holding your scores up so that the scorekeeper, whoever's reading the scores, can see them. And they're going to read all the way around, and you'll hear another whistle that tells you kind of the scorekeeper's done. Turn your scores the opposite way so the other half of the gym and your timekeeper scorekeeper can see those scores just in case. Then there'll be one final whistle, and that is just letting you know, kind of put your scores back down. That competitor's done. They can leave the ring. As far as scoring and is what you're scoring or / what you're penalizing, You want to look at things like as I said, their presentation form, proper technique and form, so good punch, good kick, good stance. You want to judge power and speed. Do they have power and speed, which karate should? How are their body dynamics? Do they expand, contract? Are they breathing and contracting with their movements? How is their embusen? The embusen is their starting point. For black belts, you can kind of take their score down if they don't end up on their mark. We don't worry about that too much for like white, yellow, through those blue belt levels. But as they get a little higher and higher, you want to they should be able to kind of get back to their mark. And then of course spirit, confidence, the ki. Are they shy or are they out there kind of ready to go? And then finally mastery impression, which we look for in the higher ranks, that fighting spirit that we see behind their performance. And as they're performing, you started at 7.5, as they're performing, that scale's kind of sliding up and down. You're saying, oh, this guy's really, really good. And they're going up, so I'm at a 7.7 for this guy. Or their stance isn't quite right, their balance is a little off. They're not having the greatest day, so I'm sliding down from that 7.5 on that scale to come up with my final score. Okay, so I talked about the score presentation with the whistle. So lastly on kata, as far as a corner judge, every once in a while we'll end up with a tie. When that happens, the center judge is going to call you guys all up. He's going to talk to you, tell you that the first person, and this is how you break a tie. If we do it correctly, they can't tie again. So they'll tell you the first person is getting that median score 7.5, and then the second person comes up. If you like them more, you're going to give them. The only thing you can give them is the 7.6. You like them more. If you didn't like them, the only thing you can give them is one below 7.5. And no matter what, because we have 5 judges, we cannot have a tie again, and then we'll break that tie. We'll be able to end that division and hand those medals out. As far as kata goes, it just takes a little bit of experience. If you have questions about some of the judging aspects that you're going to see when you come to those tournaments, ask your head judge. They're there to help you. They're there to inform you on how to be a better judge. And if you have questions, ask them so that you as well can be a better judge. Thank you for watching this video. We hope it helps you become one of our better judges for our friendship tournament. And we'll see you at the friendship tournament. Thanks and have a great day.